Quentin Harris.
I'm here. I'm gonna make sure I'm recording. Hey guys, what's going on? Y'all already know what time it is. It's WTNT's 107.7 Q in the streets. We got our guest host in the building. We got Rashida in the building. And you already know my left hand and my right hand in the building. I got your country cutie Kate.
Whoop, I'm in here.
And I got the smoothest talking asshole I know. I got Papa Smurf on the ones and twos. Yeah. Listen, we have a special guest in the building. We have Ariel from E of WAGS TV. What's going on, love?
Hi, everyone.
WAGS Atlanta. We are excited. Listen, when I tell you she is so beautiful in person.
Thank you.
Ooh, I just want to like throw a whole bunch of roses over there or something, man.
I want
to drink your bath water, girl. All that good stuff. How are you today? Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for joining us and accepting our invite and coming into our domain.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, love. How are you?
I'm excellent. How are you guys?
We're well. So for those of you who don't know, you tell us a little, before we get into the television show, tell us about who you were before then.
Oh, before the show?
Yes.
Well, my name is Ariel Anderson. I grew up in Douglasville, Georgia. I cheered for the Falcons for 5 years. Mm-hmm. I just recently retired. I also went to the University of West Georgia.
Ooh, West Georgia in the house.
Right. I graduated in 2013.
Ooh, 13.
Yes. Also, I have a dance studio with my sister and my mom in Douglasville. Mm-hmm. And we also are working on a talent agency for kids.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing.
Oh, and on top of that, I have a 9-to-5 job that you guys probably did not know.
No, we didn't.
Get that check.
I work with aviation underwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Very random, but yes, I do.
Oh, it's not that random. I'm an underwriter as well.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I'm an overactor.
Oh, God.
It's interesting to me because it's aviation.
Right.
So that's the random part.
I do just insurance. It's not really.
So do you enjoy it?
Yeah, it's fun.
You do?
I like it. That's why I'm still doing it.
What made you choose that job? What made you go that route?
Well, I was always interested in risk management, and we deal with a lot of that on a day-to-day.
Yes.
And it's also just cool to hear about different aircraft.
Right.
So, cheering, why did you stop?
I don't know. Honestly, I felt like 5 years was a long time. Mm-hmm. And people are going to be like, why is this girl still cheering? She need to retire.
What?
That's how I felt. But honestly, I was one of the young ones. I started when I was 18.
Because you still look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's girls on there that are 30 plus.
Right.
So honestly, I could still be doing
Go
it.
back out there.
Do you ever feel like when you go to, do you still go to the games?
I do.
Do you feel
and I
like?
get sad.
Yeah, I'm like, do you feel like?
I'm on the side doing the cheers.
That's how I feel like if I was to go back for homecoming, I feel like, man, give me my drums. I want to suit up. Give me my band uniform.
But as you guys have seen, WAGS, I don't know if they would let me back on the team because of the WAGS show.
Oh, that's
it might just be a bad look.
Yeah.
You think so?
Maybe.
Oh, it could add to it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I feel like it would like stretch that, like you would broaden that platform.
But it's against the rule to talk to athletes on the team.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the part I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
You
can't give up your man.
I'm about to say, now throw it to us for real.
Listen, that came from like hit the floor and stuff. Like, I knew that rule too. Yeah, that's crazy. So, jumping into the show. Before you were asked to be a part of it, did you see yourself going this route as far as reality TV?
No, reality TV to me, it's a whole bunch of cat fights and drama.
Right.
And that's definitely not what I was about. So no. Mm-hmm. But they've approached my sister a few times, just the entertainment world.
Right.
And we were actually able to see how it was before WAGS, and we're like, okay, this is not bad. We can actually control somewhat what's being aired.
Right.
So we decided to try it out.
Right.
And has it been good?
I don't regret it.
Right.
At all.
Except for not being a Falcons girl.
Yeah, that's only.
But
5 years was a long time, right?
Right. It was a nice amount of time.
Yeah.
It's like bow out gracefully.
Yeah, so like, I did my thing. Y'all know who I am. I still show up.
I left. You didn't leave me.
Yeah. I still got my problems in the bag. It's me. Just have to show one of y'all up because I still got it.
Exactly.
Right over here in the bag. So, doing the show, what's next for you?
Well, me and my sister are working on a few things to come. So just watch our Instagrams, watch our social media. We also have a website, s2thebrand.com, and we'll be coming up with new things. And like I said, I do have a talent agency for kids, so I'm always pushing that to grow as well.
Right.
So you and your sister are working, sounds like you guys are working a lot together now. So have you guys came to a common ground? Because
On this show.
I understand being the younger brother. I always wanted to be my oldest brother. I always wanted to be like him. I always wanted to look like him. I found myself working out to be like him. So the feuding or the bumping heads that you guys had going on the show, I certainly could relate to. Because it was kind of like my mom was in the middle, like, you two need to get it together. So I'm glad to hear that you two have come to a common ground, because the talk that that was a very intense scene in the boutique between your mom and your sister. Your mom was like, I'm gonna go shop, and you had to kind of set the ground rules of like, listen, I'm not a baby anymore. So how, after the cameras cut off, like, did you feel relieved, like in real life? Were you like, I'm glad I got that off my chest?
Somewhat. But at the same time, they did a lot of, cutting and editing. Me and my sister love each other.
Right.
We don't really argue that much and get mad at each other, you know? So we may have our little disagreements, but once again, she's not the big sister that's talking down on me or disencouraging me. She's always encouraging me at all times. So I don't want people to think that she's this nasty big sister. I don't know if you guys thought she was that way. I know a lot of people felt like she was that way, and she's definitely not.
I didn't think she was like that, but I was ready to gather her up when she walked into the when she walked in there late. And Mama got out that car all slow. Get your ass in there and help that girl. She came in late, and then she just kind of took over.
Oh, at the audition?
Yeah, at the audition. I said, no, we're not coming late.
Well, in reality, we normally work together. Me, my mom, and my sister. So I think, once again, the way things were
edited, right?
Yeah.
Why we
Baby, when I tell
but
you,
normally we're all together as a team.
Right.
With the dance studio, the agency, even Kiera's boutique, we're always working together.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great foundation.
I thought you was talking.
No, go ahead.
But as a little sister, you always want to look up to your older sibling.
God, I wish I had that.
Oh, you don't have a...
No, I have an older brother.
So what you mean you wish
you don't look up to
You don't look
your
up to
older
me?
brother?
I mean, he's my older brother.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, I love my brother. We're like best friends, but I never looked up to him to be like him.
okay.
I looked up to him and said, that's my big brother.
Well, being a little sister, I can relate. It's one of those things where even for a while I rebelled against my sister because like she just was so freaking perfect. I was like, get out of here! Like, you're making straight A's. I'm like, listen, these A's
I
are
skipped
B's.
school.
Right.
It's
You're like, you making A's, I'm skipping
She
school.
was. It was, and I mean, I looked up to her because I did want to be her. I didn't want to be her, but I wanted her approval on things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I do something, I'm like, hey, I'm doing this, and you're like, stop it. I thought it was stupid anyway. Like, so you seek the approval of your sister, so I get it. Because even like
feel
now,
like you're being compared.
Yeah,
you are.
all the
You're constantly
time.
going to be, yeah.
And then I don't know how crazy your sister is, but my sister's in rap type. Like, me and my sister literally will argue. Like, argue. She put me at her house one day because I wanted to borrow her shoes, and she told me no. I'm like, you're not even wearing them today.
Oh,
Yeah.
And she put me out, and literally, as soon as I get in the car, she was like, hey, are we still going out to eat?
no, my sister's nicer than that. She'll let me borrow her clothes.
No,
Listen,
God, my
no,
brother
I
would
can't.
kill me.
My
He be like,
sister
get out
is
my
mean.
closet. I'm like, I'm just like making sure it was neat for you. As I'm stuffing my bag with leaving his house, I'm making sure it's neat for you.
I'm like, you're not even
You trying to fight me?
She may bust me out, though. She may say, wait a minute. When did you take that?
Yeah.
She'll bust me out.
My
She will bust
sister,
me
my
out.
sister made me delete a whole Instagram post.
Oh.
I had a
this is
skirt of
serious.
hers
Oh, yeah.
on, and she was like, "Oh, bring that back today." I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed."
Yeah, my brother did that to me at school, and my mother beat both of us.
Oh.
I remember that like yesterday because he came to school like in front of like a whole lot of people and was just like, you only stop wearing, and like we had a full and my mother beat both of us, beat our
my
ass.
God.
So y'all
real
know
bad.
better.
Yeah, like
We tried to.
because she felt like we was taking the household business out of the
Out of
house,
the streets.
and she ain't like
You know how
that.
black folk.
Can we
Did
talk
you-
about something I can join in on?
Oh,
We
sorry.
all over here in a little moment. Did you catch a lot? I know your sister, she doesn't want you to date athletes. That was really big. That was a really big thing for her.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
So Why do you feel like she's protecting you of what she's been through? Like, you know, kind of go into that a little bit, because that was like a huge thing on the show with you guys.
I feel both ways. I do feel like she's being a hypocrite.
That's how I felt. So I'm like, baby, you got an athlete.
Exactly. So I do feel like she's being a hypocrite, but at the same time, she is trying to protect me because she knows how athletes are.
Right.
It's very rare to find an athlete that's ready to settle down and take you seriously. Rare.
Hashtag Tristan. Sorry, I had to throw that back out there. Oh, you know.
Don't even bring it up no more, because I've been ready to roll these gloves up on her all
You can
day.
find a LeBron James. You can, I mean.
Or deep, well,
Yeah,
can't
right.
even say
I'm-
deep
He's not,
wave.
he's
glad
not
your
cheating
face-
on his wife.
that
has
you know
he?
of.
This
hope
awkward
alive.
awkward moment of silence in the room.
I'm
Okay.
just saying.
I was gonna say D Wade, but I was like,
No, not
Oh,
him.
not
What's
the one who
his
takes
name?
breaks and get babies.
The light skinned one with the two
Steph
girls.
Curry.
okay.
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 And there we go.
There's a glitch in the
Graham
matrix.
Hill
And then there was one. And you
There
never
was
know.
one,
Like
huh?
I said, it's rare.
Yeah,
Very
it's
rare.
rare.
There we go.
But I mean, I'm not trying to put any person on a pedestal. He, without sin, shall cast the first stone. But I will say, in any altitude of having that much exposure, it has to be tempting. It has to be, and you have to be very strong within your relationship. You have to know that this person is someone you want to be with, because some people will just get in a relationship, a fresh relationship, and think that you're supposed to be completely committed to me. And it's like, I just met you, I did give you this title, but you know, where are we? You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like the mindset of a relationship, we were speaking earlier, how people get in relationships for social media.
For social media.
It's like, if you get in this social media relationship, how do you really expect this person to know you? Because every time you go out, you got your phone in your hand. Let's take this picture. Let's do this
Yeah,
angle. Hey, take our
right.
picture here. We didn't even have
Keep it
time to
private.
talk.
Just keep it
Yeah,
private.
we didn't even have a talk and get to know each other. And you wonder why he's out here with, you know, Jane Doe.
And then you done
Suited
tag
up.
them. If you gonna post them, don't tag them.
Lord.
Right, don't tell me.
Yeah, don't tag them, because when if maybe he fine, let me go see.
Let me
And then
go.
they be waiting on you to be like,
Yeah.
I'm so sick of niggas. Oh, let me go back to that picture that she tagged them in, and then try to slide in. Oh,
Exactly.
baby,
Just
you don't
nosy.
even give them no room.
Exactly.
So there was a point in I can't remember exactly which episode, and I was just like, I was rooting for you, and then
Aw.
there was a bad moment. I was kind of sad with you.
Wait, wait a minute.
The part,
Right, what episode?
What is it?
in the park when you were telling the
Wait a
guy.
minute. That's not me.
Ooh.
Don't. In the park.
She said she ain't do no scenes in the park.
No, with the. Oh, no. I know what I'm doing. Oops, sorry. Let me rewind. No, that's not what I was. Nope, got my stuff mixed up. I'm sorry. I do apologize. I'll
Okay.
take that one hit.
Get it together.
So let's talk about the pajama party. How much fun was that?
It was a lot of fun and different because I've never had a grown-up slumber party.
Right.
But it got a little, intense with my sister and Michelle.
Yeah, because that's why I was circling around too. I'm
Yeah.
sorry about that.
I figured.
So last week we had, was it last week or week before
Yeah,
last?
last
Last week we had Nashay here, and we was discussing the pajama party. So being that your sister and her was kind of going, had their moment. You as a little sister, were you like on standby, like around the corner?
Of course.
Right.
Hello, was that a question?
Oh, I was ready. But
Not like that.
they actually didn't show the part where we all came in the room where they were talking. So
They waited till like the next morning, like breakfast, something like that.
yeah, we were there and heard every
Right.
single bit.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't get too, deep or
Too
serious.
deep, right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was nothing for me to do.
So who's your favorite homegirl on this show? Who do you see yourself just casually sending a text message to and be like, hey, let's go get drinks?
Besides my sister?
Yeah, besides,
Yeah.
because I knew she was gonna say that. Besides her.
I don't know. That's a tough one. I have to pick one.
Mhm.
I really like. Well, I knew Hope for a long time because we cheered together.
Okay.
So she doesn't count either, does she? Or does she count?
She counts.
Let's-
She
let's-
counts.
let's-
We'll say hope then. We'll take
Keep hope alive.
See, I would text Hope.
Who do you see yourself like? We good. Keep her over there, and I'm gonna stay over here.
You know what? They all weren't bad. Honestly,
Mhm.
there's nobody that I would say I will never hang out with her again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all weren't bad.
Well,
So
Randy, that killed your question. You want to ask?
Ooh,
Well, who did she kill off?
Yes.
God no.
see, that's not nice.
But no, it's the way she
Well,
words
this
it.
is, So basically, have you ever played a game where it's like where you have a mix of people and you're like, who would you marry, who would you kill, and things of that nature. And so it's
So you trying to get me in trouble?
a little bit, you know what I'm saying? What card to be? Okay.
Right.
I like to stir the pot a little bit, but and I hate when people take offense to it because I don't want it to be offensive. But it's always someone who you like a lot, and it's someone that's like, no offense, but if I had to kick somebody off, you know what, Gilligan,
Kick him off the
it
island.
is what
Right.
it is.
So who fashions are you keeping?
What do you mean by that?
Who's the best dressed to you this particular season?
I can't say myself or my sister. No.
No.
That's kind of
We know
hard
y'all
because I
gonna
root for
ride.
myself and my sister
But
too.
we know, but see, the thing is, that's an unspoken situation. We know
Oh.
she's gonna ride for her sister, and so that.
Fine.
Right,
Duh.
duh.
I really like Telly's fashion.
Okay, that's cute.
That's gotta think about it.
Watching Telly's storyline play out, how did you feel about her storyline? Do you feel like you can win a man over by, I guess, putting that pressure on him? Because she had to, basically say, hey, I'm ready to move out and all this other kind of carrying on before, the way it was played out on the show. As far as, now I want to marry you. How do you feel about that? Do you just let a guy go and be like, I'm on to the next one? Or do you sometimes feel like, okay, in order for me to make you act right, I got to put this pressure on you?
I don't know about that pressure thing because if they want to be with you, they want to be with you.
Mm-hmm.
They'll ask you to marry them, So I don't think I would ever pressure a guy. But if it's been about 10 years
Right.
and you ain't talking about marriage, then I probably would just leave
Right.
opposed to
Because you're
pressure.
going to stay for 10 years.
That's why I said if it's
If
been
it's
that
So
Well,
long.
after
yes.
3, you're probably going to be gone.
But
Right,
I
I'm not that
feel
patient.
like
Right. We're not that
I
patient with
do
these
feel
men.
like
No.
I'm a strong believer. If you have to ask the status, you already know what it is. Like if you're talking to
That's
someone
true.
and you're like, "Hey, what are we?"
That's so true. Exactly.
It's like if you
have
have
a question,
to
it's
ask,
not.
if I have to ask you why haven't you married me, it's like
We're such
Might
in a
not be
rush to
happening.
be loved.
yeah, it might not
Yeah.
be. It might not be something you see yourself doing with me.
Okay.
And instead of putting the pressure on it, I feel her as far as I guess threatening to leave, but I wouldn't threaten. It's just like what?
But that scares
clearly
them
we're not
off,
going
honestly.
anywhere. Yeah,
Like, you gonna do what?
So you
ultimatums
force
and
them
stuff,
really, and then
yeah.
they cheat. So it's like, okay, that was stupid.
Yeah.
And all that.
Now, what about the situation with her name when she put the cameras in the husband's house?
That
How
was
did you
funny
feel
to
about
me.
that storyline?
Honestly, that was funny. I would never go that far, but that was funny. I definitely wouldn't go that far.
Watching your own storyline play out, what advice would you give yourself, or you feel like you handled yourself very well?
Don't cry so ugly.
Oh God! When you learn that trick,
Right.
please teach it to me.
When what?
When you learn that trick to not cry,
You
Right.
have to
I
stop
cry
the
ugly.
tears before they come. You have to
No.
stop them here with girls. You have
because
to do that.
even with that
With the
lip
makeup.
quivering stuff, like when you try to hold it, then
I'm
you
a
get
snotty
the grandma
crier.
mouth, and it's like cut the.
Cut the camera.
Right. Give me some tissue real quick.
Yeah, like stop trying to embarrass me. No, I get that for real. Like that's serious. Cause Kim K, and she's the master of selfies, and that cry is just horrible. Y'all know Kim Kardashian when she cries, it's just like, girl.
But Kim
Ugly
Kardashian's ugly cry is like an ugly fat girl. Though. She
Ooh.
makes
Yeah,
right.
it
No,
is.
seriously, she makes like this ugly
It's
fat girl
like the
face.
fat chin and
Right.
everything.
Mm.
It does get bad. So maybe it's just crying is not for everybody.
So when and where can we find the children agency that you agree to have open? Where can people find that?
Well, both are in Douglasville, Georgia. Just Dance Studio and Ariel Talent. We have social media, and that will take you to our websites to get more information.
I'm just really excited about the secrecy of everything because she likes dropping little
You'll
gems
see.
like, oh, me and my sister are working
keep
on stuff.
following us.
Follow
Right.
us,
Stay tuned.
We post on
Exactly.
social media, so, whenever you get on there, I'm going to drop a gem
Great
or two.
marketing skills.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that. We got stuff coming. I'm just not going to
Just
tell you
follow
what it
us. Make
is.
sure you're
I feel it. I love it. I can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us. Let me go babysit somebody's kids so that I can go put them in this talent
And then put them in the
agency.
talent
Right.
agency.
Are you
I'm
guys
trying to sneak
accepting
in,
dogs? I have a
Well,
great
one
Snorky.
thing. The kids have to know how to dance.
Oh, for
Do
the
they have to audition?
Mhm.
Okay.
So we're pitching kid dancers. So not just models. You have to be able to dance.
And y'all done up the caliber.
Well,
And I exit all
And
us
when
out.
you say
Exactly.
dance,
Yeah,
you
kids
mean
can do it.
hip hop, jazz,
Mostly hip-hop.
ballet? Okay, as long as
Mostly
they can do
hip-hop.
hip hop. Y'all hear that?
Y'all better do y'all
Cause-
research. These kids out here giving these grown
Exactly.
folks to run for their money.
You're right.
That's where all the jobs are going.
Mhm.
Kid dancers, commercials,
Mm-hmm.
videos.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm.
So you guys are accepting dogs because I have
I don't
a
know
great
about that.
snorkel.
And he can dance. You
He
put on
does
the
a
right
nice
music.
circle. He does a nice
And
circle.
he can play
He
dead
can-
on beat.
I don't know about
We're-
that.
I
we're working
cannot.
on
Tell us where we
He
can
can
find.
audition.
Tell us where
Thank you.
everybody can find
Audition.
your social media, love. I
Boss
can't.
lady.
My social media is Ariel Ashley, Ariel, and Ashley with 2 Y's.
Mhm.